It's already been a season unlike any other. This week alone, 3 Big 12 teams, TCU, Baylor, Oklahoma State, postponed games due to COVID-19. And coaches around the conference aware that unique adjustments are in play this season.
There's a lot of questions right now that I don't have the answer to. And that's difficult because, especially for your players, they look to you for guidance. And you got to simply just do the best you can, but there's obviously a lot going on right out there that we don't know everything about.
The list of changes is almost too long to even list, but I would be remiss if I didn't tell our players and Longhorn Nation just how proud I am of our team and how they've managed.
Despite all these things, to come together and be one team when the whole narrative is, hey man, so separate. Don't get close, don't do this, don't do that. To be a real tight team, is the challenge.
Practices have been much different with the virus. A lot more medical procedures taking place to make sure guys are ready to go. Once we got into the routine, we started to get back to Oklahoma State football.
It's been a challenge, there's no question. Through the quarantine that we had the entire spring, the protocols that we have in place at Kansas State are phenomenal. Our kids buy into them, they listen to them. It's kept us safe right now.
There's going to be risk. We all understand that. You welcome the challenge. Keep our guys safe, keep them healthy, and keep them competing.
And it's also shaping up as a season for change and empowerment on college campuses across our nation.
It is, and it just, when you watch the video, it just feels like we're on the brink of something, right? Like college football is changing before our eyes, and we always talk about that, Coach, just how the game is different now. And we think about a lot of the things that are on the front line, right? Like we didn't even know that we were going to be here to this point right now, which we were all just kind of celebrating because we're happy that we made it, right? And then also at the same time, you think about the pandemic that everybody has had to deal with. You think about social injustice and police brutality being on the front lines. We're seeing coaches and players marching and speaking out like never before. Right? And then you think about the NIL, the name, image, and likeness that is currently being written right now by the NCAA. That is going to change this game forever, right? And then lastly, we have players, coaches that are about to play football in an environment that none of us have ever experienced. Like we have a lot of football knowledge up here between all of us, but none of us have ever had to play in an environment like this. And that's why it's so different. And that's why the total landscape of college football to me is the most intriguing part, because what does it look like 5 to 10 years from now?
Yeah. Well, what I'm anxious to see in the new look schedules that we have, gone are the preseason games, those soft non-conference. You are basically in the March Madness of college football. You can't lose. Yeah. There's no more opportunity to take the backup young quarterback like a young Brady Quinn and say, okay, Brady, let's get you ready in a blowout early win. Now I'm going to the coach is going to put his arm around a young Brady Quinn and say, go win the game on the 4-yard line at Auburn. That's going to be a big challenge for the development of young players with the new look schedule.
How lucky are we, guys? Football's back. I mean, football's been good to all of us. And I think it's the ultimate unifying sport, the ultimate team game. No matter what your background is, whatever the case may be, it's back now, and we get to all appreciate it and the gift that keeps on giving. And I think it also presents an opportunity, right, for these smaller schools. Just in the first week, we've seen a ton of schools like Marshall, for example, doesn't get a ton of national exposure, but now they're thrusted in the national spotlight. And maybe this is the year we've got a group of 5 team that joins the college football playoff. Cincinnati, potentially, UCF. I don't know, but it's going to be a great opportunity out there, man.
The best word right there is opportunity. I think we get the opportunity to come up here and talk about a game we played, minus Rob, but a game we played. No, but a game we love to cover. These players get an opportunity to play the game that they work so hard to play, the coaches. And then the opportunity for possibly new teams, group of 5 teams, maybe some of these new teams that never experienced a college football playoff. Like you said, the environment, no fans, limited fans, no off season. This is crazy. We've never seen this before. I think that opens up the door for the potential of new football teams to get into a playoff.
Big Noon Kickoff, Saturdays at 11 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here. College Football on Fox.